Hi students, in this lecture I am going to start a new unit to explain about constructors and destructors. Till now we have covered inheritance concept 7th unit as well as class and object 5th unit. Now we are going to see one more unit that explains about constructor and destructor. What is a constructor? How we will use constructor in C++, how constructor concept actually working in object-oriented programming, what is the importance of the constructor, the functionality of the constructor, definition of the constructor, and types of constructor, and each and everything in detailed manner we are going to see in this lecture. So now, before going to start to explain about a constructor, I want to introduce one more topic or one another word, that is member function. Why I want to tell about member function, or why I want to tell about function concept before explaining of the constructor, because of function constructor similar to be same. They seems to be same. They are like a similar type. Function is we can call as a member function, or in Java programming, member function also called as a method. So method or constructor, member function, it seems to be same but different in working. That's why I want to tell about function here before starting up the concept of constructor. We will see what are the difference between constructor and function. Almost both are seems to be same, but where are the differences are there, we will see in this lecture. And please look at on screen. I am going to explain constructor definition. Constructor is a special member function of a class that initializes the object of the class. Constructor name is same as class name and it doesn't have return type. Let's take a simple example to understand the work of constructor. So before explaining of a small program, I want to emphasize on these words what it tells about really here. If you want to create a constructor, we have to follow some rules and regulations. Rule 1. Constructor name should be same as the class name. Class name and constructor name should be same. That is the first rule. Second one, constructor should not have any return type. So all of you know about return type. It should not have any return type means what? Before initializing or creating a constructor, before the name of the constructor, you should not write any return type. It means integer, float, double, long, char, even wide also you should not write. Wide also should not write before name of a constructor. This is the actual rule. And constructor can be called only once in a program. When you initialize the constructor with the creating of an object, while creating the object, the constructor going to be invoked and automatically initialize the variables, and it will call once at a time. It means constructor can call by the object once in a program. So I already told a lot of similarities there between constructor and function. Function also seems to be like constructor, but function can call many times, but constructor you can call only once. Function you can call many times, but constructor only once in a program. That is the major difference in constructor. And constructor is a special member function. Is also member function, but a special member function. It doesn't have return type. This is about the definition of a constructor. And we will see a small program, and then we will see types of constructors. Look at here. And one more thing I want to tell you, the rule for the constructor. Constructor always should be in public mode. Public mode. If you declare constructor as a private mode or a protected mode, and automatically compiler will give the error. Why? Because constructor always preferred public visible mode. You should be declared in public only. Then only it will work out. Look at here. A small program is given. Here, hash include IOStream using namespace std class. Constructor demo is the class name. Then public. I already told, if you want declared constructor, that should be in a public mode. Public, that is a visibility mode. Then declaration of the two variable int num. Look at here. Int num is a variable and char ch is also variable. So this is a default constructor of class. Do note that its name is same as class name and it doesn't have return type. I am creating a constructor here. Look at here, constructor demo. What is this? This is a constructor. I already told class name and constructor name should be same. So class constructor demo is the class name, constructor demo also a constructor name. I am declaring two variables here, assigning the variables num equal to 100, char equal to a. Okay, then This is how we create the object of a class. I have given the object name as obj. Give any name, just remember the syntax: class name, object name. So in above, what is called function declaration, function definition, and function calling. In a programming, we have to do three parts. First one is the function declaration, second one is the function definition, and third one is the function calling. So first of all, function declaration, then function definition, then function calling. Main program is a function calling. Here constructor already declared and assign the values to the constructor, and above function declaration int num and char ch, both are function declaration. Then we say definition is int num equal 100 and char equal to a, that is called function definition. Now you are calling the function. How we can call the function? You can call the function through creating of an object for that particular class. So now I am creating an object. How I am creating an object? Simple, we have to follow the syntax. What is that? While you are creating an object, you should first mention the class name, then object name. In this program, what is the name of the object? Obj is the name of the object. Already we have seen class name. Class name, what is the class name? Construct demo is the class name. Then obj is the object name. If you want to create an object, what you have to do? You have to follow the syntax. What is that? First class name, then object name. Here class name is the constructor demo and object name is the obj. So constructor demo obj, then automatically object created. Now what happened when object created in a program? When already constructor created, now we are creating the object, then what will happen? When you are creating the object, automatically constructor invoked in a program. So in order to call, automatically invoke the program and invoke the constructor by the object, and whenever the constructor invoked, it initialize the variables. We no need to initialize the any variables specially. When you are creating an object, automatically constructor invoked. When the constructor invoked, automatically variables initialized. Automatic variable will be initialized. Then look at here. This is how we access data members using object. We are just checking the value we have initialized in the constructor are reflecting or not. Cout num obj.num, cout ch obj.ch, return 0. What is the output now here? 100 and a. What is having here? Simply the constructor call invoked and it gives the output. When object creating, automatically what happened? Constructor so invoked, initialize the variables and it giving the output, gives the output. So this constructor can work or can call once in a program. You cannot call multiple times. So constructor cannot call by the object multiple times. It can call only once while creating of object. Once you create the object for the class, that's enough. Automatically what will happen? Automatically constructor will work. This is the advantage, the concept of constructor. So once again, I want to tell the rules for creating a constructor. So first of all, constructor name and class name should be same. And second, constructor always should be in a public mode. And constructor can call once in a program, and constructor invoked while creating an object, and it will initialize the variables in a program. And let's see types of constructors. Before going to explain the types of constructor, I want to tell about difference between constructor and member function. Why I want to tell? Because constructor and member functions are similar to be same, but both are different. Look at here. What are the differences between constructor and member function? Constructor versus member function. Now that we know that what is a constructor, let's discuss how a constructor is different from member function of the class. First one, constructor does not have a return type. Member function has a return type. That is the first difference. Member function, it has a return type. I already told what is a return type. Int, float, double, long, char is all are return type. So constructor doesn't have a return type, but member function it has a return type. That means int member function name, float member function name, like this. So this is the first difference. Second one is constructor is automatically called when you create the object of the class. Member function needs to be called explicitly using object of the class. Now listen. And second difference is constructor and member function, when the object is created, automatically the constructor will be invoked and it started to work. No need to call the constructor when you create the object. But member function is not like that. You have to call the member function through using of the object. For example, int a is a member function. Now I want to call the member function. Simply what I have to do, suppose take the object dot a, then only the member function will come. But in constructor, no need to call constructor name dot object. It automatically invoked. That is the second difference. And third one is, we know do not create any constructor in our class. C++ compile generate default constructor and insert into our code. The same does not apply to member functions. Actually, the constructors created in two ways. The first one is user defined constructor and second one is system defined constructor. Now listen, constructor can be defined in two ways. One is created by the user, that means those who are using the program, those who are writing the code. And second one is, if a constructor is not defined by the user, even though the compiler will retain the constructor. For example, in a program, constructor is not created. Constructor is not created. It means there is no constructor in the program. Even though the compiler will return the constructor. Why? Because if you want to execute the program, compiler need to initialize the constructor. So this way of creating a constructor is called a compiler return constructor. This is the one way. When it will work? When the user not define a constructor in the program, automatically compiler will create or compiler will return the constructor while executing of the program in a compilation time. This process is called compiler return constructor. And second way, what is the second way? Second way is nothing but user defined constructor. When user want to create a constructor, he want to give a name, then create a constructor in a program. This way is called user defined constructor. These are the both ways how we create a constructor. This is how a compiler generate default constructor looks. So these are the major differences between function member or member function or constructor. So compiler will not create any default member function. Compiler will create only constructor. So it will not create any member function. This is the very important thing that we have to understand. Now we will see Types of constructors. Till now we have covered what is a constructor and what is a member function and definition of the constructor, the example for constructor and differences between the constructor and member function. Now we will see types of constructors. Types of constructors. Actually in C++ there are three types of constructors. The first one is called default constructor, and second one is called parameterized constructor, and third one is called copy constructor. There are three types of constructors in C++. First one is a default constructor, second one is a parameterized constructor, and third one is a copy constructor. We will see what is a default constructor with the example. Default constructor is nothing but a constructor which doesn't have a parameters or arguments. So I want to tell once again the definition of the default constructor. Default constructor doesn't have any arguments or parameters. Sir, what are arguments or parameters? Sir? Simply variables. So for example, you know how to create a constructor. How you create the constructor? Constructor will create based on class name. Okay, for example, take the class name. Class name is animal. Just imagine animal is a class name. Okay, now I want to create the constructor. Animal bracket. What happened? Constructor is created, semicolon. Animal bracket semicolon constructor is created. Okay, I create the constructor. So now this is the default constructor or parameterized constructor. It is a default constructor. So how can you say that it is a default constructor? Because within the bracket there is no parameters, there are no arguments, only inside of the bracket emptiness is there. Nothing is written inside of the bracket. It is an empty bracket. When the empty bracket will be there, so this type of constructor called as default constructor. Default constructor doesn't have any arguments or parameters. It is nothing but the box, the bracket is empty. Bracket is empty. So look at the small program. So in this program, I want to explain about default constructor. First of all, hash include iostream using namespace std class website. Here what is the name of the class? Website is the name of the class. Then I am creating a constructor. I already told constructor name and class name should be same, and that should be in a public mode. Then public website bracket. So now website constructor created. Then cout welcome to beginner's book. Okay, over. Then I am going to the main program. What is the main program? Into main function I am going. About constructor I am going to the main function. Now listen, creating two objects of a class website. This means that the default constructor should have been invoked twice. It's nothing but how many objects you want to create. For example, you want to create one object, the constructor will be invoked once only. You want to create two objects, the constructor will be invoked twice only. You want to create three objects, the constructor will be going to invoke thrice. Like that, how many objects you want to create in a program, that many times constructor will be invoked in that particular program. Look at here, website object 1. So first object created, website object 2, second object also created. Now what is output? So welcome to beginner book. First time, welcome to beginner book, twice. So output, twice it's going to display. Why? Because a constructor invoked twice, because two objects are created. That's why the constructor invoked twice. It's showing the output twice. Showing the output twice. So I already told, when the object is created, in that instant of time, automatically constructor started to work. That is nothing but invoking of the constructor. So this type of constructor is called a default constructor. This type of constructor called as a default constructor. Look at here one more time. Class name website, public website, then cout, welcome, then int main, okay, then I am creating object website obj1, then website obj2, then return 0. I want to close that program. What is the output? So welcome and welcome, twice it display because the constructor invoked twice. Inside of the bracket of the constructor, there are no parameters and there are no arguments, and this type of constructor called as a default constructor. Let me see parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor or argument, both are same. We'll see the parameterized constructor. What is a parameterized constructor? Simply, constructor with parameters are known as a parameterized constructor. Constructor with parameters are known as parameterized constructor. This type of constructor allow us to pass arguments while object creation. Let's see how they look. So what is telling? Parameterized constructor is nothing but inside of the bracket, if you pass the any arguments, if you pass the any parameters, and it's called as a parameterized constructor. Without arguments, default constructor. With arguments, parameter constructor. That is the only difference. Now what you are doing here, simply you are passing the parameters. Now simply passing the arguments. Look at here. Name of the constructor is xyz. Okay, what is the name of the constructor? xyz. Is a this type of constructor, xyz bracket. Inside of the bracket nothing is there, and if nothing is there, what type of constructor it is? It is a default constructor. Okay, if you want to call that constructor, if you want to make the constructor to invoke, what you have to do? Simply you have to create the object, then xyz obj. Then what is going here? Simply constructor going to be work. That is the default constructor. Now let's see parameterized constructor. So take the same class name. Now I want to make it as a parameterized constructor. Simply xyz. Instead of the bracket, I am sending two arguments, int a and int b. So how many parameters are here? Two parameters. What are they? Int a and int b. Both are the two parameters in a constructor. This type of constructor called as a parameterized constructor. Constructor xyz, and inside of the bracket int a and int b. Both are the parameters, and this type of constructor called as a parameterized constructor. Now xyz obj, I am sending the parameter values 10, 20, 10, 20. This is the passing of the parameters. Look at example program. Look at here. It will explain the parameter constructor. Hash include IOStream using namespace std class add. What is the name of the class here? Add is the name of the class. So I already told constructor should be always in a public mode, public. Then now we are discussing parameterized constructor. Then constructor name, instead of the bracket some parameters we have to send. Now add open bracket int num1 int num2. Totally how many parameters are here? 2 parameters. What are they? Num1 num2 both are the 2 parameters. Then okay, close that bracket. And this constructor created. What type of constructor created? Parameterized constructor created. Now look at here main programming. Int main. One way of creating object, also known as implicit call to the constructor. It means what? Once you create the object, automatically you are calling the invoking the constructor. Look at here. Now I want to create an object. Class name, that means add object name, that means obj. obj1. I create the object. Now I am passing the parameters. What? 10 and 20. obj 10 comma 20. Another way of creating object, this is known as a explicit calling the constructor. This is way called a explicit calling the constructor. So look at here. You may get some confusion here. We are mentioning two way of calling of constructor. One way is called implicit. Another way is called explicit. What is the implicit and explicit? Simple. Constructor name, object and parameters. Okay. This way of constructor calling is called implicit call. What type of call it is? It is an implicit call. When we call implicit call, simple. Constructor name, bracket, inside of the bracket some parameters. For example, add obj1 open bracket 10 comma 20 values of the parameters. Then it is called implicit calling constructor. This is called implicit call. What type of calling it is? It is an implicit call. Then we will see explicit call. What is the explicit call? Look at here. Add constructor name obj2, that is object 2, equal add 50 comma 60. What is actually add means? Add is actually a constructor. What type of constructor it is? It is a parameterized constructor. Now this parameterized constructor assigned to the object 2. Object 2. So this is called explicit call. This is called explicit calling. Explicit calling. Add obj2 equal to add. This way of calling of constructor is called explicit calling. So implicit call and explicit call. This is two way of calling constructors. Already we have seen two way of creating constructors. One is compiler creating or compile return. Second one is user defined. But now we are seeing two ways of calling of constructor. One is implicit, second one is explicit. This is the difference between implicit call and explicit call. Especially implicit call and explicit call both are applicable in parameterized constructors. So I want to wind up this lecture once again to touching of the what are the topics we have to cover, what are the topics we covered in this lecture. The first one is what is a constructor, definition of the constructors, and the difference between the constructor and member function, and types of constructors, and default constructor and parameterized constructor. And one more topic we have to cover, we will see, that is copy constructor. After completion of the copy constructor, we will go for destructors.